Look how close we are to the end of the story. We will finish it with this recording. This is going to be chapter 17, A Time with Josie, and then we're going to end with the 14th picture. So let's start. Chapter 17, The Time with Josie. Stephen stood next to me in that freezing phone booth, his eyeglasses steamy and small puffs of smoke coming out of his mouth. He talked the whole time. I told Izzy not to worry, that you'd be home by Christmas. He waggled his eyebrows. Of course I knew where you were. Wait, I said, dialing the number I'd memorized all those weeks ago. I can't hear. And the day after Christmas is pretty close, he grinned at me. Then Beatrice's sweet voice was in my ear, soft and a little breathless. It's me, I said, Hollis Woods. For a moment she didn't answer. When she began to speak, it seemed as if she couldn't stop. I've been calling for days, Hollis, she said. Where are you? Is Josie all right? Do you know where Josie is? Please, no. I've been so worried. She paused, really out of breath now. I closed my eyes. Beatrice worried. Josie unhappy. The old man looking for me. What had I done? She's with me, I said. Stephen's voice was still in my head, even though he was standing right next to me. If you hadn't made that mess, you might never have come home. Josie wants to come home. She remembers home, but she forgets so much else, I told Beatrice. The agency isn't going to let me stay there alone, and they want me to go somewhere else. I'm coming home, Hollis. I'm coming home right now. Don't worry. I'll move right in with Josie. Her voice sounded excited. I'm already sick of painting the desert. I need some snow in my life. I need to see Josie and Henry. Stephen clapped his hands together for warmth. By the way, we started on your room anyway, he said. I told the old man we'd paint it green for Holly. Beatrice, she'll be so glad to see you, I said, looking at Stephen, listening to them both at once. But the old man wanted your room blue, Stephen said. Hollis loves blue, he kept telling us. What does he know? French blue, he calls it. I grinned. The old man knew a lot, but maybe I wouldn't tell Stephen that either. I talked for another minute, telling Beatrice we'd go home soon, telling her we were all right, we were fine, and then I hung up the phone. Stephen yanked off his gloves with his teeth, reached out for more change, and laid it out on the shelf. I bet you don't even know our phone number, he said as he began to dial. I could hear Izzy's larger-than-life voice. Is that you, Stephen? He handed the phone to me, then led himself out of the phone booth to stand outside, stamping his feet. It's me, Izzy, I said. Do you think I could come home? 14th picture. It's called Christina. The old man framed this picture and hung it over the bed in my French blue room in our winter house in Hancock. The mirror on the opposite wall reflects the picture, so it's the first thing I see when I open my eyes in the morning. That and my tree figure from Josie. The tree figure wears the crystal beads Izzy gave me. They're too small for you now, Hollis, Izzy said as she looped them carefully over the seagrass head. They're from my 6th birthday, but I always wanted my oldest daughter to have them. I tried to match the picture to the W one in my backpack, but I couldn't do it exactly. First, there's a flag in the background of this one because it's Memorial Day, the day we open the house and branches for the summer each year. It's early in the morning, and we're standing on the porch steps with the sun sending beams of light across the river in front of us. But there are 5 of us in the picture instead of 4. The old man, looking a little grim, he's just discovered that Stephen left his bedroom window open, so the snow drifted all winter, ruining the wall and buckling parts of the wood floor. Stephen tries to look serious, but you can see the laughter in his eyes. Holly will paint it up, he said, needling the old man. She'll paint it green. That's her favorite color. They still argue, sometimes so loudly I can put my hands over my ears. When they see me, they smile. It's all her fault, Stephen says, and the old man leans over to pat my shoulder. In the picture, Izzy stands in the center, a little taller than the old man. She's wearing a loose shirt in that blue I love. Are you happy? She asked me as I sketched us all later that day. Be happy, Hollis, because I am. I've never been happier. I didn't answer. Instead, I drew smiles on both our faces. I'm the fourth one in the picture, by the way, smiling just a bit. I know I'm thinking of Josie, thinking of running here with her a year and a half ago. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have this picture, wouldn't have any of it. I'd still be running. Every month we go to Long Island to see her in her kitchen with Henry and the pelican and the tree figures she still carves, while Beatrice patters around fixing tea for all of us. Josie doesn't remember exactly who I am anymore. She loves me, though, I know that, and always reaches up to touch my cheek. Sometimes I wear her brown hat with the veil, and then I see the recognition in her eyes. "Hollis," she says, "you saved my life." Maybe she doesn't know why, but still, she says it, and I always tell her it was the other way around. And Henry, ancient but still feisty. "That cat's as tough as you are," Stephen says to me. Henry looks at me, and it's almost as if he winks before he closes both eyes above a wide yawn. We speak the same language, that cat and I. I have a new last name now. It's Regan. I love the sound of it. I haven't forgotten Hollis Woods, who wanted and wished, fresh as paint, a mountain of trouble. So I sign my drawings using the three names. They all belong to me. Emmy and the mustard woman both like the idea of that. They show up regularly to say hello, nodding and smiling as if they were the ones who changed my whole life. I don't say anything. I know they're relieved to have me off their hands and settled, and I have to say, I can't blame them for that. I have to say, too, that I even smile back at them once in a while. But the picture and why it doesn't match the first one, the W picture, it's because I'm holding my sister, Christina, 6 weeks old, in my arms. She looks quiet in the picture, contented, sucking on her thumb. But she's not always like that, and when she cries, we run to her from wherever we are. We stand over her bassinet, smiling at her, cooing. And Izzy always puts her arm around me. "You brought us luck," she says. So there are 5 of us now, a mother, a father, a brother, and 2 sisters, a family. The end. And that's the end of our story.